man, that hair is pulling in a lot of work and don't get enough credit because when he has the hair on and when he has the nose and everything, he's a completely different person. Later on in the movie, he goes bald and he ends up looking like The Rock that just got punched in the face a bunch of times.
Yeah. When he shaved his head, I was like, hey, he's looking a little bit more like The Rock.
Yeah, everybody started laughing at the theater.
Yeah, when he came out, it's like, man, that's The Rock now, you know?
I'm tired of this shit.
All that Oscar talk was gone. Man, you ain't nothing but The Rock now. Shit, man.
I'm tired.
I see you.
Yeah. Shit, man. Where that wig at? Shit, that wig should get an Oscar.
It's a pretty good wig.
Double Toast is going to be doing a little tour. Going to be hitting 3 cities very soon. Atlanta, Georgia, that's October 11th. Going to be in Santa Monica, California, November 14th. And going to be in Seattle, Washington, December 12th. And you can get your tickets for those by going to x1entertainment.com/double toasted. Let's talk about the Smashing Machine. Which, according to Cokie, that used to be my nickname back in the day. Hey, no, I'm joking.
You love it.
Hey, man, listen. Who am I to argue with the
great Cokie?
With the great Cokie, man. You know, he documented this. You know, there it is, the Smashing Machine. They haven't made my story yet, though.
You look like Herbert.
Hey, Herbert the pervert.
Hey, I used to smash. Well, until they make my documentary or my biopic, which, you know, they already took my name. I can't use that name anymore. I had to find something else. But we will talk about the Smashing Machine that we have here. Who did a different kind of smashing.
Sure.
Yeah, he actually beat the shit out of people. We're talking about the great Mark Kerr. That's him right there, just in case there's any confusion. No, he's not the black man in the background.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, no, he's a dude right here who is one of the pioneers of MMA fighting, if I'm correct. Mm-hmm. I don't follow MMA a whole lot, so I don't know the history like you guys do, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But Mark Kerr, he was out there beating the shit out of people when you took an ass whooping for cheap.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, you didn't get the millions that you got today.
No.
You get your ass beat. You'd be lucky to get a couple of grand.
Right. Makes it seem kind of not worth it when you think about it.
You pay for the hospital bills and shit. He ain't make no money.
You had to be addicted to either beating the shit out of people or maybe you were some person who loved punishment.
Yeah,
you
right.
You love having your ass beat.
Maybe you were a masochist.
A masochist, yeah. That $2,000 is the best $2,000 you earned.
Don't tap out now.
Yeah. You mean I can get beat and get paid? Oh, sign me up. Win-win.
But there is no insurance.
Again, win-win. And there could not be an insurance probably for this stuff because unlike today where it's regulated, back then it was a very savage sport where it was not regulated at all. All you had was one guy in the ring, the referee, who you hope came in time to get this person off your ass when you were getting beat down.
Yeah, I hope you weren't fighting a maniac.
Yeah, which you were. Yeah. There was just different levels of maniacal right there. Because you had to be crazy to go here and do either one.
Right.
The fighting or losing. You had to be crazy to do that, man. It was just something where these people loved the sport.
Yeah.
And he was one of them, man. And he did not get the credit that he deserved, apparently, back in the day when he was doing this, because it was a fringe sport. It was something that was seen so brutal that no one ever thought it would go mainstream.
Right. And being part of the league pride, a lot of fights were in Japan.
They had to leave the country.
Yeah, nothing was really here.
Yeah, so people, like I said, man, people got their ass beat for cheap back in the day. They taking ass whooping
on the cheap.
On the cheap, yeah, taking ass whooping for a couple $1,000s, man. Not Mark though. Mark, he was so good that he didn't lose. He was always winning. Winning in life too. Had a beautiful girlfriend, nice house.
Yeah.
People, he had fans that loved him. Everything was going great for him. But man, winning all the time, whether in the ring or at life, that's boring. Nobody wants to see you win all the time. And it would make for one boring movie if that was the case.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Something had to come in and switch it up a little bit.
Some conflict there.
Yeah, conflict there.
Well, at the point where he's asked, like, man, you won every fight. What would you do if you lost? I don't know.
Don't say that.
I just don't lose. I don't know what I would do.
Why would you say that?
What would you do if you lose?
Oh shit!
Oh, she looked at you like you betrayed her.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry. I just beat up my dog. I'm sorry. Oh, damn! You smell good too. Did he give them a bath? He took care of these dogs better than I do. Oh, people. Well, that's what we have here, man. You know, this man, even though he was on a winning streak, at some point, something had to come in and disrupt that. And also, you know, this man needs to get the accolades, the respect, the attention, the fame that he should have got back in the day. But, you know, when you're the first, you always don't get the respect and the rewards that you should.
Sure, especially if you're not the grand champion.
Exactly. No. Exactly. If nothing else, this man he had one hell of a life, and such a interesting story that they got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to come here and play this dude. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing that people are talking about with this movie. They're saying that, you know what, this is going to be one. If it's to be believed, all the hype out there, this is one of the greatest moments in The Rock's career as far as acting goes. Oh. Because it's supposed to be one of those moments where, man, Oscar. Yeah. He's just right around the corner. Yeah. Just above the horizon over there. Is that the case? Is this such a great performance that Oscar is waiting on my man, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? And even though everybody's talking about his performance, how's the movie? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for The Smashing Machine, highly anticipated film, and we'll be back with our reviews.
Probably looking at my eyes.
How did that happen?
Well, have you ever heard of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC?
You know, this is Benny Safdie, who's usually known as the Safdie brothers,
right? Because
he does the movies with his brother.
All these brothers are going separate ways.
Yeah, and they're both making like sports movies.
Yeah.
He's making one about UFC or MMA fighting or MMA or whatever, and the other one's making a movie about ping pong.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're going on, and it looks like they got two different styles, and it looks like maybe Benny Safdie, who directed this, was probably the more influential of the two brothers because, you know, if you know Benny Safdie's work, and if I was to bring up anything, think of Uncut Gems, or one of my favorites, which is Good Times.
Good Times.
Yeah, good time.
Yeah.
Okay, Good Times is one with the black people.
Yeah,
talking about the one with the white vampire, Robert Pattinson. Good Time is a great film, and one of the things that those movies do is that they have Benny Safdie especially has his own way of filming things. And I'll get into that in a little bit. So if you know their work, then you know that this is not going to be a conventional sports biopic. And I admire that. When you watch this, it feels more like vignettes that are probably tailored for showcasing the acting in this, at least for me. And so it focuses on character. And I would say not so much on story. You get little chunks of story, but it doesn't feel like there's one flowing story right there. And that's something that works great for Dwayne Johnson. And I'm going to ask you guys this because, you know, I'm already hearing people saying, because they've hyped this up so much, people are saying, I don't get the big deal. But I thought he was great in the film. You know, for all those people that are saying that this is going to be a standout role for him, role of a lifetime and all that kind of stuff, maybe a little hyped up, but it's the best acting that he's done in years. I'll tell you that. And that's thanks to this being a very multi-layered role and character for him. And also it's probably one of the most emotionally driven roles that he's done in a long time. Because with this guy, and you saw it at the beginning of this trailer right here, this guy, Mark Kerr, he was brutal. He was savage. When you watch this movie, I mean, it's unflinching when he goes upside somebody's head in this. He just pounding somebody on the ground. But then he'll turn around once he's done, and he'll be extremely polite, he'll be gentle,
Sweet.
he'll be sweet, he'll be considerate, he'll be kind. Even to a point, he's so nice that he's sensitive. But like that part that they showed here, he wasn't being a creep at the beginning. He really is considerate and polite to other people.
How did that happen?
And there's the brutal side, and then it comes back.
Well, have you ever heard of the Ultimate Fighting Championship?
Like he really does enjoy talking to people. He really does enjoy asking.
He does, and it comes
just big
across.
as shit.
But every time I see this clip and I see a big bruised up dude talking real soft to me, I'm like, man, he's about to do something. Yo, you curious about my face? Man, I ain't curious about nothing.
He gonna get confused.
Even she's in the mirror looking at him like, stay over there. she just starts giving him her purse. Nurse, take it. There's $10 in there. Take it. $10, some coupons on a credit card. Kill me. But no, he really is a man. He really does. He asks people, how that day is.
Mm-hmm.
He goes into meetings and he tries to be as likable and he tries to be as professional and friendly to other people, man. He's not the same person in the ring. And also there's this part to him where he's obsessed. He's obsessed with winning, to the point where it's starting to take a toll on his mental state. So it's, this is between him being a very emotionally sensitive guy, a very nice guy, but also just being this dude who is so obsessed in the ring and to where it brings out this brutality in him. And also it takes a toll on his self-worth sometimes. It is a very rich and complex character. And Dwayne Johnson ain't been complex in years.
No, not since he first started and was kind of hungry.
Yeah, this is Dwayne Johnson, and everything else, he's been The Rock with just a different tight shirt on. Mm-hmm. and maybe some facial hair and a hat.
Maybe.
Maybe.
He might get that.
Yeah, which Rock are we getting? Are we getting the one in a tight shirt or a tank top? That's about as complex as it got. Mm-hmm. But what do y'all feel about his performance? Do you think it's living up to the hype here?
Oh, his performance. Yeah, no, his performance. It's the movie. That's the biggest thing the movie has going for it. And the prosthetics they use on him are amazing. Yeah, and it really does, with not very much, transform his face. He's not being The Rock. He's being Mark Kerr. Yeah. That gentle side of him. It's a really good portrait of a complex character, and you get to see so many sides of him that The Rock pulls off expertly. As far as Oscar talk goes, I think it's a great performance for The Rock.
Yeah, calm down, Oscar. Calm down.
Oh, he deserves Oscar. You're like, well, hold on now. We're getting some real actors out there. But for him, but for him, this is amazing. I hate to even say that like I'm downgrading his performance because he's the movie. He carries the movie.
Yeah. I would say, could he be a contender? Yes, but I also agree with you. People, it's September. All right, we ain't even hit November yet. All right, let's see how many people and how many movies gonna come out before we start talking about. Because some people they like, oh man, he won already. You're like, no,
before he saw the movie, they're like, oh, that's the one. Right,
oh man, he got this.
That's the one.
Commercial.
Man, go ahead and give him Oscar right now. No, calm your ass down.
Look, he is a former professional fighter playing a former professional fighter. It ain't that much of a stretch.
Exactly.
He's just not the two-dimensional character we've been seeing for years.
And I'm gonna tell you,
No, I was gonna say it's definitely a breath of fresh air though.
For sure.
I'm like, shit.
Let's just say if he got nominated, I would not be surprised.
I won't be mad if he got nominated.
And I'm gonna tell you, those prosthetics are doing the work, and what's really doing the work. Everybody keeps talking about that nose. That hair don't get enough.
No, that
hair don't get enough credit, man.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because everybody keeps talking about, you see that nose on him? Boy, that nose, he don't even look like The Rock no more.
Like Michael Trapson.
Yeah. that hair is putting in a lot of work and don't get enough credit, because when he has the hair on and when he has the nose and everything, he's a completely different person. Later on in the movie, he goes bald and he ends up looking like The Rock that just got punched in the face a bunch of times.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they also got something on his brow because his you know, even like the shape of his eyes are different.
Again, it still looks different a little bit. Yeah,
a little bit, but
when he shaved his head, I was like, hey, he's looking a little bit more like The Rock.
Yeah, everybody started laughing at the theater.
Yeah, when he came out, it was like, man, that's The Rock now, you know.
I'm tired of this shit.
All that Oscar talk was gone, man. You ain't nothing but The Rock now. Shit, man.
I'm tired.
I see you.
Yeah. Shit, man. Where that wig at? Shit, that wig should get an Oscar.
It's a pretty good wig.
No, it really is a really good wig, though. Like, he needs to wear that for real.
No, right. Yeah. Just go like that for Halloween. No, I just look like somebody, you know, he look like
The Rock again.
A horse kicked him in the face or something. He looked like The Rock with a goatee that got beat the shit out of or something.
Yeah, no.
You know, one of the people that we didn't talk about is Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt plays his girlfriend, Dawn Staples. And she's great in the movie too, man. They're even talking about her maybe getting Best Supporting nomination.
Damn.
Calm the fuck down.
I don't know about all that.
But I will say, man, she is a great actress because this role is another solid addition that shows off her range. She's played all kinds of different characters, and this is just another one for her, man. That is a little different from everything else she's played. And I really like her in the film. I think some of the strongest parts of the film are when her and Dwayne Johnson are together. Mm-hmm. Because they have this. I mean, you know, it's not surprising because you see this in all these kind of movies where the significant other, the partner, the relationship, you know, that goes through ups and downs.
Yeah.
And there's a part in the movie where you look at it and they're both at fault. You know, he's so obsessed with winning. He was on drugs at one time, enhancing drugs, painkillers. She's obsessed with him. He needs to go and fight. She keeps bugging him and following him on these trips. And there's a point in the movie where it just builds up. And it probably is one of the moments that's the most intense in the movie. It even got a big reaction out of the crowd that we were with. Big gasp from the crowd.
Yeah. I mean, at one moment she's supportive. The next she's insecure and toxic. I don't have any problem with Emily Blunt because she plays the role that's written. Yeah. But I do have a problem with that character.
Yeah.
What's the problem with the character?
I think they wrote her bad.
Yeah, I think they wrote her bad. It's just that, like, everybody who's seen the documentary this is based on has said that this movie is beat for beat that documentary, except when it comes to her, this, you know, based on this real person, that none of that's in there. And even me not knowing that, I was like, man, they are going out of her way to make this woman who exists for real look bad. and considering that they end up getting married, I was like, if I was her, I'd be like, why did you write all this fiction about me?
Weird how that all kind of came about. Because it's like something happens at the end, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They rarely paint her in a good light in this movie.
And they gloss over some things. Okay, so I've been very
shortcuts.
Well, see, that's the problem that I have with the movie because I've been praising the performances here. Yeah. And that's because, like I said, I think that these are vignettes to showcase the acting. I think that they know that they have some great casting, maybe even stunt casting going on right here, and that's getting all the attention. That's what they want to showcase. And I just think that they are showing that more than story. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know, the Safdie brothers, they always go for a grittier, a raw feel in their movies, which is why I love their movies, man. They stand out. You know, they do that instead of trying to go for this polished, glamorous, almost Hollywood look. And I love that about them too.
No, I love the looks.
Yeah, part of the grittiness is you have a lot of handheld. They hardly ever use a tripod. They hardly ever, it's almost like they use cameras that don't have image stabilization in them.
No, it's a lot of like following actors around.
Yeah, it's a lot of shaky cam. It's almost like they gave the cameraman a 6-pack before he started filming. It's all over. But they know how to
got a bunch of tripods over here. Keep them. We don't want them. Throw them away. I don't
goddamn tripod. Get that away from me.
No, you're right. There was one scene where that camera was shaking like I thought I was in 40X watching
Yeah,
that shit.
it was like it
whoa.
really was like the cameraman was drunk and tripping over shit while he's trying to film them. And
But it works really well for filming the fights.
yes, it does.
Yes.
But see, they use a lot of handheld, and also like his other films, they use a lot of actors mixed with non-actors. And now that's something I really love about their movies. And they continue to do that here, bringing in some real fighters, like the best friend, Mark Coleman for Mark Kerr. You know, that's the the character's name is Mark Coleman. Ryan Bader plays him. Ryan Bader's the actual fighter.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah.
No, I was for his acting.
Yeah.
He's actually
yeah.
Yeah, his acting is very good, man. And one person they brought in just to beat the shit out of somebody was Alexander Usyk. He's a Ukrainian boxer. People are saying like he's like the top boxer in the world right now.
He's huge in boxing. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's I think he only been defeated once.
Yeah, I think he just had a fight with Tyson Fury. Yeah, he just beat Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
which was the number one boxer.
Yeah. He's like the top boxer in the
He
world.
looks so tough.
Yeah.
Give me a couple of these.
Okay, well, let's make a sequel to this.
Just feel him chasing me around the ring.
The running machine. See a hat with some feet underneath it.
The running machine.
I love when they do that. I mean, that's what
I do too. Yeah.
and that's what they again. I keep going back to the beginning of the movie, but I'm not gonna show it again. But that's what they did. You know, like this is probably not an actress. This is probably somebody real that they use, and they do that in all their movies. And for me, it just immerses me more into the film because it makes me feel like I'm watching real moments.
Yeah.
You know, and intimate moments. You know, they don't feel like. They feel more like real conversations and not scripted dialogue. And I love that. And sometimes the people, when you notice they're not actors, it actually helps the movie.
Especially when they're staying in their sport.
Yeah. That handheld camera, man, enhances moments like that. Now, there was some times I just wish I was there to grab the cameraman like, stop! Stand still, don't you move.
I think that guy's drunk.
Sitting there bobbing and weaving and just stumbling. But, you know, I think, like you said, I think it's more effective for the fight scenes, man. You know, because there's scenes where even when they're like just practicing, it makes you feel like you're in the gym watching. You see how shaky that camera is? Yeah, the cameraman's like, I'm trying to get the way. What you talking about? You too big mother. They gonna roll over me. You just see another guy hey, help!
Get him off.
Yeah, so you know the handheld works for that sometimes, but really I did have a lot of problems with this movie. Man.
Same.
I did too.
Same.
What are your problems?
Well, the fact is, you know, listen, I get not wanting to be a traditional sports movie, but there's not a feeling of the story having a flow or arcs. Yeah. And every time there's a conflict where you think, oh, this is what the movie, the drug addiction. Yeah. And then he goes to rehab and everything's cool. You know, like, oh, okay. It's the girlfriend. And it's like, oh, it ain't really that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's fighting in that Japanese league and they're cheating on him. That's what this movie's about. And it's like, not really. Yeah. And by the time it's all said and done, I was like, I mean, I guess if you're really into MMA and UFC, you know the legends, this means something to you. Yeah. But if not, you're like, I don't understand why I watched a movie about this particular guy. Yeah. What about Mark Coleman, who won everything?
Right. Exactly.
Where's his movie?
Well, I guess again, they don't want to tell conventional stories. They don't want to tell about the winner.
But even his story was like, look, he was a family man. He had kids. It could have been his story about taking care of Mark Kerr, but but still going on to win. But it was like, all right, we followed the guy who didn't really win.
Because the thing about this movie is that like it all leads up to like a specific ending. And it's like this is what the movie is really about. Yeah. And I was like watching a film, I didn't really get that grip while I was watching it. You know, like the whole film's like, oh, how this guy, Mark Kerr, changed the game. I was like, I don't watch that movie, I don't feel like he really changed anything. Yeah. I think like the biggest thing was like, oh, he negotiated more or bigger contracts for the MMA fighters. And I was like, okay, y'all show us some scenes of him kind of doing that.
Kinda.
Yeah, kind of negotiating his contract just a little bit. But I'm like, that's not enough to be like, he changed the game.
Yeah, it didn't even feel like he really negotiated.
No.
He said, I want this. And the Japanese like, we're not doing that.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
And they actually left out a lot of stuff. It wasn't just the Japanese where he was losing his money. They cut out a lot of shit about why he was broke at times and wasn't using his finances.
They ain't falling for it. They ain't falling for it. Nope.
The part where he didn't use Monarch money. You and I, this ain't over. You and I gonna fight again. This ain't over, Martin Thomas. But we have to give a word out to our sponsor right now, which is Monarch. I'll be training.
Get back in the gym.
That jet lag, man. Ooh, I'm not on top of my game right now. Oh boy, I just got off a plane, y'all. Ooh, I'm tired, man. You lucky tonight. You lucky tonight. You lucky tonight.
Excuses.
Martin, you know what? Maybe tonight is your lucky night. Yes. Martin. Martin, I'm trying to help you here. Listen, Martin. We have to give a word out to our sponsor right now, which could be very helpful for Martin if he quit sitting up here and messing with me and listen to what I have to say. Because, Martin, you're a guy who's, you'll probably be retiring soon one day.
Not likely.
Well, you know what? If you manage your money well, you can do that.
Not likely.
Martin, do you have a 401k?
A little bit.
A little bit of a 401k. You have a 401k, man. You have all these finances out there. Your wife and you have properties and everything. How often do you keep up with it?
Not a whole lot.
Martin, you might be leaving money on the table because you ain't keeping up with your finances. See, they're laughing at me and I'm trying to help you, boy.
I got to buy a table first.
Yeah. I do too. I just broke this one. I'm fighting the table. Martin, here's the thing. Monarch links up all your accounts that you have in minutes so that you'll get a clear data visual. Also, you get some smart categorization of your spending, and that'll give you real control over your money. You don't need no more spreadsheets out there or anything. Got this one app right here.
Tell you what, they do have nice graphics.
Yes, they do. And those graphics are clean. They put it all out there for you. That's what I was talking about. The categorization, Martin, the visualization, nice and clean and orderly. It'll help you order and put together your money business, Martin.
Is that right?
Is that right?
It will, Martin. I ain't lying to you. Also, man, it helps you stay informed, which you are not, what you just told me, because if you're not on top of your money, you could be missing chances to save more, invest smarter, Martin. You need to do that. Or I know you have financial goals out there, and Monarch will help you hit it faster. I'm messing with Martin, but a lot of you're younger people. You're starting to get your finances together. You're starting to, some of you, I know it's crazy out there, but some of you have jobs. You got to be responsible with your money out there, and Monarch can help out with that. I told you everything it does. Now let me tell you about this code. Use the code TOASTED at monarchmoney.com for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year with monarchmoney.com if you use that code TOASTED. So I want to thank Monarch for coming in here and sponsoring this portion of the show. I want to thank all of you out there for your support. Next time, Martin Thomas. Next time.
Yeah, try again.
Oh, I will. I will. Boo ha ha ha. All right, where were we? Oh, so yeah, man, I'm right there with you. I feel like there's just these stories that are dropping information that just get cut off.
Yeah.
Or right when they get interesting, we
Mm-hmm.
move on to something else. Yeah. There's just no follow through with a lot of this. And there's no follow through with some of the most interesting moments in the movie. It's just what it is. It's a movie that's giving us just the basics, and then we're moving on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what a lot of these biopics do.
Marx gets screwed over. Well, it's a rough business. Moving on.
Yeah, right.
Because the Japanese people, they tell him because he says, I heard I was going to get $3,000. We don't have it. We talked to somebody. You talked to somebody? We talked to somebody. Okay.
Yeah.
They could have went deeper on that.
Yeah, because you think it's going to be a thing where he goes like, all right, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
no.
I know that you don't want to make this conventional. I know that you don't want to make a lot of just Hollywood bullshit drama, which apparently you did with the girlfriend right here, but with Emily Blunt's character. But, you know, and there's some parts where I will even give them a little credit for doing that. I liked the part that you're talking about, the drugs. I actually kind of liked that they didn't get overly dramatic.
No, I did too.
To where, like, I felt that was more real, where he said, all right, I'm going to stop using painkillers. I'm going to stop drugs. And he did. And, you know, it just seemed like that was the realistic thing. And he did it. And then we moved on. You know, I would have felt it was more false that we seen him in a room with the syringe in his hand. I got to stop.
Right.
God help me.
But like even show him go to like AA meetings or something, and like him going through that.
Well,
yeah, they mention it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he goes in there. That's it.
The movie's filming style of trying to make this feel like we're capturing real moments. We're being there with them. You know, those are good at times, but then it gets to the point where it tries to be so real. It tries to make it seem like we're just hanging with them to the point where we're watching them do things where, look, even if this was real life, we would have walked off.
Oh, yeah.
We would have said, hey, y'all be cool. I'm going home.
Yeah. Y'all go ahead and do that.
They start having conversations that you tune out on. There's this one scene right here. I don't know how you feel about this scene.
Okay.
Maybe you liked it.
Okay.
But it was the scene at the amusement park where she was trying to get him on the ride.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that went on for a long time.
Yeah, and it went nowhere.
Yeah.
It did.
There's no way I could have done that.
Okay, I'm gonna go home. All right, y'all have a good night.
Yeah.
You know, but see, it does get to a point where you think, all right, some conflict.
Yeah.
Because I thought that this was going to be something where she's shaming him, and it's going to lead to a bigger argument at home, especially with the carny that was there. He said, "You too much of a bitch to ride, then I don't get on the ride."
Can I stand in there in the middle part?
In the center part?
Yes.
No, that'd be a serious liability issue. You don't want to get sick on the ride? I would suggest you don't go on the ride. If you can't handle it.
Okay. He breaks a glass.
Yeah,
Shit,
I would not be saying it to a big dude like that.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna beat his ass right there, man. Because especially with him being on drugs, on painkillers and whatnot. But plus, if your big ass tries to stand in the middle of the ride, it ain't going nowhere. It's cool. He lets her go on the ride. He's like, all right. She says, I'm going to ride. You wait out here, and he does. And then we just get into this scene where we just watch Emily Blunt ride the ride.
Yeah, nothing comes of this ever.
No, it's just a scene where we just watch her have fun and ride the ride, and he's outside eating cotton candy and popcorn, and it really doesn't lead up to anything. And it sets. I wouldn't mind that being a little slice of life scene if it didn't feel like it was setting up for something bigger.
Yeah, a lot of the things feel like they're setting up for something bigger. And you're like, well, maybe this is a slow burn where all these things happen and it builds and builds. And no, not really.
No, nothing. Yeah, there are a few scenes that they do this with in the movie where they just kind of just go nowhere.
Yeah.
And some of them you can just tell at the beginning, like this. I don't know.
Yeah, after a while, you know. And then when they do get into like a big screaming match, it's not like, oh, this is juicy. It's more like I'm gonna go and let y'all do this. Yeah. This is not enjoyable to watch.
The audience was eating that shit up though.
Yeah, I mean, it led up to something cool. I thought, and at least they followed through with something on that. Also at the end of the movie, man, I don't want. Look, I'm not gonna spoil anything right here, but I'm just gonna say that was a weird ending. They make Mark Kerr like he's insane. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm not gonna say anything, but at the end of the movie, I'm like, they making him look like he's a crazy homeless person or something.
Yeah.
I forgot you were talking about. But yeah, I remember.
Like, I don't know what we're doing here, but okay.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Weird how they kind of put it in the movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you see the movie, you'll know what we're talking about. So, listen, Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, right here. You know, they leave an impression, man, with great performances, and I enjoyed watching them. But the rest of the movie is not as memorable.
No, and that's the thing. Because I initially thought, well, I was pretty hyped for this, so maybe my expectations were too high. Although I don't think that's true. But then everybody I talked to has felt the same way. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, Dwayne Johnson, fantastic. and some good acting, but overall the movie is just kind of like, okay, it was there. Okay, it's all right. So yeah, that's what everybody did. They shrugged and said, it's okay.
It just feels there's not a lot of payoff for a lot of things in the movie, and it just feels a little flat, and it's just not as memorable. It's one of those movies where you're going to remember Dwayne Johnson. Everybody's gonna talk about him, but you ask somebody about the film, they ain't gonna be able to bring up anything.
Hell no.
They're not gonna remember.
Unless you're a big UFC aficionado and you're like, man, Mark Kerr, he's finally got his tribute, his due.
Yeah.
And God bless you if you are that person. This movie's for you.
Yeah. I felt like I said this earlier. I felt like they only left me with the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think this was almost something I know wasn't doing this, but I felt like it was set up to push me towards the documentary.
Yeah.
Because with me just having little brushes of information here, I felt like the documentary, which I have not seen, and it's called the same thing, The Smashing Machine.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the documentary would probably give me more of an education.
Right.
Would probably leave me with learning more about not only the characters, but also learning more about
the setting and what was going on.
Yeah, the situation. Yeah. And also from what you're telling me, I'll probably get a little more truth from the documentary.
I don't go out and try to punch a guy's face in. Sometimes I have to.
I didn't realize what it entailed.
So you feel that?
See, I already feel like I'm getting more insight.
They're going deeper.
Yeah. Just showing like the punishment on his body here.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting more insight instead of just setting a camera up and being and just showing me, aren't these actors great?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It really seemed like they were more obsessed with the performances here than telling me a real story. And I'm not expecting a big glamorized Hollywood treatment of a story right here. I'm not expecting you to even make up a lot of stuff, but I am expecting you to give me just a little more information what I got here.
I mean, with something like this, I wonder if in their heads that's what it was going to be, and then once they got it all shot and got the footage together, it's like, well, this is the best we can put together with what we have.
Could this movie are we criticizing it as much as we are because they put a lot of emphasis on improvisation here?
No, I don't think so. Because I think it's just the story beats for what they are just lacking.
Okay.
It didn't have anything to do with improvisation.
Okay. I give it a matinee.
I thought the same thing.
That was a very bland matinee.
There ain't nothing more to say. So I'm going to be as straightforward like this movie right here. Hey, matinee.
Matinee, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought that too coming out of it.
If y'all like that.
Somebody go, matinee.
I mean, because Dwayne Johnson is so good, it's getting a matinee. Otherwise, it could have slid into a rental.
Yeah. I know. I was very close to giving this a rental because I was thinking, man, this would be something you should watch at home and speed through some of these things here that are just taking too long. But he is so good in this movie, man.
No, he is.
Yeah, every time he was on screen, I was entertained by watching him. He made me. Him and Emily Blunt. They're the ones that kept me pulled into the movie.
Yeah,
they carried me through the film.
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, because if they weren't there, I'd be like, I would have been asleep.
Well, it's something because they've always been in movies together, though. They do a lot of movies together, those two. So that was something.
So the what was the Riverboat movie?
Jungle Cruise. Yeah. So they do a bunch of movies where I'm like, okay, I know their chemistry is gonna be good.
When you say a bunch, what else have they done?
They did something else together, didn't they? I forgot what it's called. I think they did 2 together. I think they've done 2, but I can't remember the second one. Well, I don't know. But I'll just say move past that.
I ain't trying to think.
Well, I don't know.
I'm hoping that you have another one.
I think there's 2. I'm not sure. There might be 2, or maybe I've seen. It's just Jungle Cruise. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it just Jungle Cruise, or is there one more?
Well, you went from they did a bunch to I think they did 2. No, just Jungle Cruise.
A bunch is 2 to me.
So if I give you 2 bananas, that's a bunch.
Hell yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, it's more than you can eat before they go bad.
I'll just say Dwayne Johnson definitely unrecognizable in this movie. And I was really enjoying Dwayne Johnson's performance, definitely for that first half. I feel like when he kind of loses the hair, I kind of see The Rock a little bit in that second half, just a little bit. But it wasn't too bad to be like, oh, here he go again. A big thing with this movie, I felt like, is that this movie is just creating shortcuts and they just trying to smooth on by. But the thing is, if the trailer is what's gonna get you to sit down and watch the movie. But my thing is, all right, now I'm here. Show me a good story. And I feel like they just don't do that here. You know, it's just the biggest thing. Like I said earlier, the whole thing with, Mark Kerr changed the game. Watching the movie, I was like, that's what this movie was about? I just did not feel that at all. I was like, I don't see how this guy changed the game at all, you know, except from the fact that he was kind of negotiating money. But they barely even show those scenes.
So what'd you get?
I'll give it a low matinee.
Low matinee?
Yeah.
All right then. All right.
I don't know if he'll win.
I
don't know if he'll win an Oscar. I know everybody was saying that, and then the crowd we were all clapping and stuff like that. I was like, "What movie they watching?"
Hey man,
like, hell
everybody got a different opinion.
Man, The Rock barely. Yeah, I don't better than.
I think they had a lot of MMA people in there.
Yeah, they sure did.
Oh yeah, I mean that's true.
They were applauding from certain people in the movie that they recognized.
Okay.
Yeah, there was some Japanese person. I didn't know them, but a lot of people didn't recognize him. They were applauding that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, there's some movies out there where they don't. The movie doesn't get a lot of attention, but the performance does.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think of some movies like that. But if you want to see a movie, it's fictional, but I think if you want to see a movie that does something similar but does it better, go see it, and it's very underrated. Go watch Magazine Dreams. That's something where you get a very underrated performance from Jonathan Majors.
Oh yeah.
It's a shame that he didn't get as much attention that he should have with that movie. And again, that movie is uncomfortable, but at least it has some kind of drive, and push forward that this movie lacks right here. And it kind of similar in a certain way. Like I say, even though one's fictional. But yeah, anyway, there you go, people. Matinees all around. Man, a whole round of matinees. Well, would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon, where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.